Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Well, Jim, it's been a real exciting week, maybe not on the plus side, but certainly on events.
Now there's talk that China might restrict its sending of rare earths to the U.S. as part of their ongoing trade war with the Americans. How does that affect American Manganese?
Well, everything like that is actually positive for us, but that would be in the critical metals and the recycling field. Certainly, restricting rare earths, which we're not involved in, is just the tip of the iceberg, because the next thing that'll happen, of course, is they'll start looking at critical metals. And I have to say, especially manganese, because without manganese, there's no steel industry in the U.S., and it pretty much shuts down the Navy and the Army and everything else. So, but we certainly on some of the critical metals that are used in EVs and our handheld devices and all that, recycling is one of the answers, and we're certainly moving ahead on that front. I think we're the only company with a patent out there, and we got a patent pending and another one to be filed here shortly. So we've covered all the bases. But aside from the rare earths, it's interesting that suddenly became a focal topic, and because they've been talking about the rare earth, cutting off the rare earths for some time now. It's not like it's brand new news, but it suddenly became front and center. But that said and done, it didn't really do a lot for critical metals companies or the guys that are looking for lithium in the U.S. To get their own resources going. The markets are the old sell in May and go away syndrome is still there. So we're not seeing a big reaction in the markets, although we look at being in the critical metal stage, and certainly we've got the recycling patent behind us. We feel that we're in a very good position now to capitalize on this, and it'll just happen as it's happening. I have to say that we're getting a lot more serious interest in our process, and we're talking to some large companies. Even when I mentioned that we'd be into offtake agreements, we've had some response on that, and it's the sort of thing that we're basically moving ahead with. I know it's hard to say. We got NDAs with dozens of companies out there, some of them household words, but it's a double-edged sword. We can't announce who the NDA is with, and because they don't want to know. Basically, they don't want the competitors to know they're even looking at us. So. And the double-edged sword is that if nothing happens, people tend to blame the management, and that's not necessarily the case. But there is a big interest now, and it's just a matter of time until somebody does something, and we've got some serious players on the field, so we're moving ahead with those guys. We even have some kind of suggestions on how they want to proceed with this, and if any one of those happens, it'll be definitely very good for the shareholders. But getting back to rare earths, we can't recycle rare earths. Somebody asked me that, and certainly not at this point. We recycle what you call the chemistry's right for what we do with EV cars, and that's a very profitable area. We are looking definitely at very low costs of doing that, and so it's something that we can commercialize and build a company out of. So, but again, rare earths are front and center, and so they should be. You don't have a lot of missiles. You don't have a lot of military applications that can go forward without rare earths. likewise, you can't have it's the same thing for the battery metals. I mean, if you can't get a hold of the battery metals, that shuts down a large segment of the Army and the Navy and the Air Force. So, we're in a good position. We're just in a poor market, but that will change. You know, I can see that this is an overreaction in May that's been happening, and I think you're going to see the markets pick up sometime this summer.
Larry, for people new to American Manganese, what are you all about?
We're a critical metals company that has developed a process for treating very low grades of manganese, which will be a big benefit to the U.S. And, I think that they should probably, enter in some kind of an agreement to offtake what we could produce down there, because they're going to need it. Certainly, it was used in the First and Second World War, that particular deposit in the steel industry, so I can see that happening again. Now, from that process, we developed a process for recycling batteries, and that's been a key part of our portfolio over the last 2.5, 3 years, and we've advanced that significantly, and it's so recycling batteries is a big part of us. We'll get well over 90% of recovery of all of the cathode materials, and they're very valuable.
Larry, where are you traded, and where can people get more information?
We're traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. We're traded in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF. And we're traded in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. You can you can do a lot of due diligence on our website, because we have a lot of information there at AmericanManganeseInc.com. You can phone us at 778-574-4444, or give me an email at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com.
Larry, thank you so much for chatting with us.
You're welcome.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on May 31st.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.